tips. I hope you like it. It's for you guys for Christmas. So yeah, I found this book, and it's called Santa. Sorry guys, my cat's trying to escape. It's called Santa is Coming to Edinburgh, and I thought that it was a nice little story for Christmas Eve. So hopefully you guys can see it. Look at the pretty presents. The illustrations in this are gorgeous, guys. So a bedtime story for anyone who's ever been to Edinburgh. Maybe you'll recognize some of the landmarks. Well, boomed Santa, have all the children from Edinburgh been good this year? Well, mostly, answered the little old elf as he bustled across the busy workshop to Santa's desk. There's the little old elf. Santa peered down at the elf from behind the tall, teaching piles of letters that the children of Edinburgh had sent him. Mostly, asked Santa, looking over the top of his glasses. Yes, but they've all been especially good in the last few days, said the elf. And there's Santa with his letters. Jolly good, chuckled Santa. Then we'd better get the presents loaded up. looked over at the old reindeer with the red nose, but he had his head down. And it says here, red nose, that's not Rudolph, is it? And then we have bong bong, bong bong. There was that sound again, bong bong, bong bong, like clock chimes ringing. The youngest reindeer turned around to look at Santa, but Santa wasn't listening. He seemed to be arguing with the little box with buttons on it. With a flick of the harness and a jerk of the reins, the youngest reindeer gave a sharp tug and headed off towards the sound of the chimes, pulling Santa and his sleigh behind him. I think I know what's making the sound. Whoa, cried Santa, pulling his hat straight. What's going on? Then, to his surprise, he heard a ringing sound. Well done, young reindeer, he shouted cheerfully. It must be St. Giles's Cathedral. Don't worry, children, Santa is coming. Then suddenly, crunch! St. Giles's Cathedral is a very famous building on the Royal Mile of Edinburgh, and as I said, anyone who's visited might know it. I wonder what made the crunching sound. The sleigh hit something as it plummeted through the snow clouds. You have arrived, said the Santa half unhelpfully. Finally, when the snow had died down and the clouds parted, Santa discovered exactly where they were, stuck right at the very top of the Balmoral clock tower. And there you can see gently on the nose. But the youngest reindeer didn't hear him. He was too busy munching. Then it was time to set off for home. Santa reset his Santa nav once more to North Pole, and soon they were speeding over Edinburgh Castle, past Calton Hill, through the crisp, starry night. Ho, 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 laughed Santa. Merry Christmas, Edinburgh. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed my Christmas story, and that, like all the good children in Edinburgh, Santa brings you lots of nice presents, and you don't get coal for being on the naughty list. I'm hoping I don't get coal for being on the naughty list either. And I'd just like to wish everyone at YouTube, all my